Well, now to an update on the wildfire season and some good news for residents of the Newfoundland community of Musgrave Harbour. An evacuation order put in place on Sunday has now been lifted and residents can return home. Let's bring in the CBC's Mark Carcasol, who has been following this for us. So the evacuation order has now been lifted, Mark, of course, like we're saying, some good news for sure for people, but also coming with a caution. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, very clear, Hillary, that they're trying to do this slowly, cautiously, safely. And that warning in a statement from the province says that residents are advised that this is still an active fire and there are fire crews on scene working on hotspots there. It's not a matter of this fire being out and everyone can just go home. There's still a lot of work being done on this out-of-control wildfire. The statement goes on to say that residents can also expect to continue to see some smoke and action by helicopters and water bombers. So certainly not a comfortable return home for those people living in that community as they return home from Gander, where they were evacuated to last Sunday. The fire there, the Ragged Harbour fire, as it's called, remains steady at 1,660 hectares. Fire remains out of control with thick, heavy smoke. Crews are attacking fire from above using helicopters and water bombers, and there's no damage to report yet. Now, in another Newfoundland-related fire, Chance Harbour on the Bonavista Peninsula, Chance Harbour residents there were forced to evacuate their homes and cabins almost a couple weeks ago now. There's no timeline for their return as that fire, the Chance Harbour fire, as it's called, continues to burn strongly. Fire crews say that the fire is deep in the ground, so they've got a lot of work to do to sort of dig into the ground, wet that ground, try to put those fires out. They say there has been some rain recently, but not enough to fully help them as much as they need. They need a lot more rain and a lot more help here. Damage unclear at this point in regards to that fire. That one also remaining steady, though. That's the good news. It's not growing, just under 1,800 hectares. And then there's a third fire that they're keeping note of in Labrador, the Winnokapu fire. It's 256 hectares. Smaller fire. I don't want to say small at that size, but officials say that one is of low concern because it is in a remote area, not a really civilized area, so no evacuations there, but obviously people being cautioned to stay away from the area. Overall, looking at the forecast for Newfoundland and Labrador, firefighters are optimistic that some damp weather moving in could help out their efforts.
Okay, so a little bit of good news there then. That's the situation, like we say, in Newfoundland and Labrador, but we know that so many fires burning across this country right now. So what is the situation elsewhere? Yeah,
when you try to take sort of an overview of the situation across this country, it can be very overwhelming. It seems like parts of the entire country are on fire. Taking a look at the latest update yesterday from the Canadian Interagency Forest Fire Centre, or the CIFFC, there were 20 new fires spread across just 6 provinces yesterday. 3 of them in Alberta, 5 of them in Alberta, 3 of them in BC, 6 in Saskatchewan, which coincidentally yesterday finally asked for federal forest fire assistance. Manitoba with 4, a new one in Ontario yesterday, and 1 new one in New Brunswick as well. As we take a look at the map of fire danger across this country, we can see a lot of red, a lot of yellow. Blue means a low fire risk, but there's a high to extreme risk right across the country. Parts of western BC, central and northern Alberta, western Northwest Territories, central Saskatchewan, right across Ontario, northwestern and southern Ontario. The CIFFC's outlook for the time being, for the near future, says BC, coastal areas continue to experience high hazard levels. In Alberta, there's a potential cold front moving in that could lead to significant fire growth within the province, as well as new lightning strikes. And in Ontario, they're calling for a bit of a quiet period right now, but anticipating a drying trend in the western portion of the province over the next few days.
That is a lot of orange, yellow, and red on that map, not colors that you want to be seeing. Okay, Mark, thank you for this. Mark Carcasol for us.